You're listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson, episode 42. Hey there, you're listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast. My name is Angela Henderson, and on this show, we talk about improving your business, life, or both by having amazing and rich conversations with brilliant guests who will inspire you and who will give you tips and tricks to help you grow both in life and in business. Hey there, and welcome back to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with me, your host, Angela from Angela Henderson Consulting. I am thrilled that you are tuning in today because it's going to be an epic episode, a potentially enlightening episode, an uncomfortable episode for some, but an episode that needs to happen. A conversation that needs to happen. But before we dive deep into why I charge $500 per hour and know your worth, this episode is sponsored by my 4-day, 3-night exclusive Women in Business retreat, where we will be focusing on having women, giving them the chance to connect, refocus, learn and grow in order to grow both in business and in life. We will have 7 of Australia's leading female entrepreneurs there. We are also going to have mastermind sessions, breakout sessions, creative sessions, you name it. It is an event here in Australia that is unlike any other. It's being held on October 24th through to October 27th, 2019 at the Gold Coast here in Queensland, Australia. And it's an exclusive event with only 50 tickets being sold. If you'd like to grab yours today or learn more about the event, head to www.angelahenderson.com.au and click on retreat. Now, let's jump into this episode. Know your worth. Why I charge $500 an hour. You see, this past week, I posted this exact topic in my Facebook group, the Australian Business Collaborative, and on an additional Facebook group. And the conversations that have come from this post have been absolutely amazing. So let me give you some background about the actual post that I wrote. Here it goes. This isn't an easy post to write because A, I'm a woman, and B, I'm talking about money, something our society doesn't like to do. But this is a post I feel needs to be discussed to open up conversations, to help women in business embrace their worth. Because you see, some business owners, women in particular, have a blockage, a limiting belief around worth and money. And I want to be able to help shift this. After years of second guessing myself, I realized that I'm 150% worth what I charge and the value that I give to my VIP coaching clients. And I'm assuming some of you reading this are worth more than you're giving yourself credit for. Yesterday, I had a discovery call with a potential client who is wanting a business consultant and coach to help her grow a sustainable and profitable business. We met and discussed her big, hairy-ass goal for this year, which was around, she said, $200,000 worth of courses she wanted to sell. We also were able to talk about her struggles. We explored how I would work with her as a coach, the value that I would add to her business, and all was going well. Until we got to the part about the costs to work with me. When I mentioned that the cost to work with me is $500 per hour, I was met with literal anger, a blasting of how could I possibly charge this much and more. This rattled me slightly due to the aggressive tone, and the old Angela from years ago who struggled with her worth would have broken out in sweats and potentially started crying. But I took a deep breath and reminded her that when you get me as a business coach, you're getting the following. 1, a coach who has actually ran a successful business and not taken a course off the back of a cereal box. A coach who has been in business for close to 9 years, starting first with Finley and Me, an e-commerce platform focusing on creating childhood memories through play, love, and travel, and being one of Australia's leading parenting bloggers. I've had to learn everything I could about an e-commerce platform, product validation, sales funnels, branding, email marketing, social media, blogging, creating challenges, SEO, copywriting, and so much more. 2, when you get me as your business coach, I pay to play. I surround myself on an ongoing basis by the right people, pay for high-ticket events from around the world to learn from the best, spend and continue to spend hours networking and building relationships so that I can pass this knowledge on to my clients and connect them to the right people they need to grow that sustainable and profitable business. And 3, as a business coach, I reminded her an hour of coaching with me is not just an hour of coaching, but rather there's 30 minutes prep time before our meeting to review our notes and planning the best strategic direction for our session. 30 to 60 minutes throughout the month with email support. Then there's the actual 2 hours of face-to-face time on our monthly calls, the formal introductions to people that I will help introduce to develop that sustainable and profitable business, and everything and anything in between. Now, I wanted to dig deeper with her. I wanted to know more. So I asked her what her expectations were. And she explained to me that a coach should cost no more than $100 per hour. Even though with her $200,000 a year course product she wanted, she would be making anywhere from $3,800 plus a week. Not to mention that she was going to be charging $1,000 per course. And that was okay for her to charge that $1,000, but not okay for me to charge that $1,000. Now, not every client is my ideal client, and I'm okay with this because I've worked hard to identify those that I want to work with, but equally, I've allowed myself to know what my worth is. So in this post, I said, do you struggle with embracing your worth? Worried nobody will buy your services or products if you up the price? And I ended with, I encourage you to take a moment and explore your worth. Is it time to change? From these two particular posts that I posted on Facebook, I've had hundreds of people comment, like, share, PM me, even some sending emails to thank me for helping them to break through their fear, to seek clarity about their offer, to assess their business collectively. Now, there were also people who disagreed with me because they voiced their concerns, for example, that one was a lawyer, one was a doctor, and that they've gone to school, paid for an education, and have to pay for insurance, that they should be able to charge more than what I charge, and that in no way should I be charging what I do. My response to that, though, was, though they too have paid tens of thousands of dollars for their formal education, so have I. My first mastermind with Chris Ducker cost me over $10,000 to go to not only his event, but to fly from Brisbane to Australia, get hotels, get travel insurance, etc. My trip with James Remco for my mastermind last year in the Maldives was close to, again, another $10,000. Last year, I went to Social Media World, paid for my ticket, my airfares, all of that, again, thousands and thousands of dollars to be trained by the best people from around the world so that I can ensure my VIP coaching clients and my 8-week coaching program clients through Profit Pillars with Angela Henderson have the most up-to-date and extensive information they need for that growth. So the reality is we will have our own opinions about not only my post, but this episode, okay? And I'm okay with that. In fact, I love hearing about how others view topics because where there is topics and discomfort, there's always growth. There's always lessons for both parties to learn. But this one thing I know, regardless if you disagree or agree with this particular episode, is that I hope I've got you thinking about where you want to go with your business, what you're currently doing in your business, how you're positioning your business. So if there's anything you do from this particular episode, either in your head or you map out pen to paper or you write it down, I don't know, on an Excel spreadsheet, is I'll leave you with this. Take some time to assess what you charge. Are you including things like your prep time, your drive time, your petrol costs, your setup costs, if you're, for example, working at a markets, or whatever it is that includes your costs in order to run your business? Are you happy with where you're at with this pricing? Are you giving yourself permission to explore your true worth and your true value, the value that you bring to your clients? And remember, it's okay to be proud of what you do for your clients and customers. It's okay to be proud that you value yourself and your worth. Because when you value yourself and your worth, you will not only feel better about yourself, you will attract a far more better audience and customer, and your business will ultimately grow. Now, that's it for today. Now, I hope, again, any of you want to send me a PM or an email at info@angelahenderson.com.au. I'm always happy to continue this conversation post-episode because I think it's healthy. And again, it creates growth for all involved. My team and I will also be putting together the whole transcription for this episode at angelahenderson.com.au. And of course, I cover all sorts of related business and life topics in my Facebook group, the Australian Business Collaborative. I think we've just hit over 4,700 this week. Have a fabulous day, and I look forward to you joining me next week for another amazing episode of the Business and Life Conversations podcast. Have an awesome day no matter where you are. This is Ange from Angela Henderson Consulting. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson. www.angelahenderson.com.au